Hey you guys, welcome back to Let's Vibe podcast hosted by Vibe with Aid. In today's episode, we're doing an Ask Aid Anything episode where I'll be answering your guys' questions. If you're ready, let's vibe into today's episode. Hello, happy Monday, you guys. Welcome back, Vibe Tribe. I'm so happy to have you here. So thanks for checking out the podcast today. If you're on YouTube, what's up? We're trying out video. We're trying it out. We're going to see what happens. And, we're doing the thing. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. It's the weekend for me and I'm feeling good. Today I have a great feeling. I'm so excited for the vibe check today. I'm pumped already about it. But thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I'm so happy to have you here. In today's episode, we're doing a nice, chill, Ask Aid Anything episode. You guys submitted your questions to Instagram and YouTube about whatever was on your mind to ask me. I hope you guys get to know me a little more through this and learn about different topics in my life or things that you guys are interested in knowing about me and whatnot. So as you're listening to today's episode, make sure you tag me on Instagram where you're listening from today, as well as if you're on Apple Podcasts, please rate, review, and subscribe. I saw 2 5-star reviews on there the other day and my heart swelled. So thank you so much for doing that. I think I'm going to have to start doing like a Vibe Tribe member shout out or read your review or anything like that. So that might be coming this way soon, hopefully. As always, if you guys have any feedback, questions, topic ideas, or guests you want me to have on the show, be sure to email letsvibepodcast@vibewithaid.com. Also, you can share this podcast with a friend today. That would be really, really awesome. As we're going through this quarantine time, it's been hard to get the podcast out there a little bit because people aren't commuting. So if you're able to share this with someone today, that would really mean a lot to me. Next week's episode is going to be an episode with my girl Rachel. She's a little cheese stick on social media. I've talked about her a lot. She was in my crossed vlogs. She's one of my best friends. She is a festival fashion queen. She owns a styling page called Queen of a Kind. Her and I have collaborated on some things. And like I said, she's one of my best friends. So we're going to be talking about festival fashion evolutions, our personal festival fashion evolutions, as well as how to create some bomb outfits from her eyes because she has such great style. And all the outfits that you guys have seen probably in the past year or two was helped from her. So definitely get excited for that episode. I'm excited to have a second guest on the podcast, that's for sure. So if you guys have any questions that you want me to ask her, let me know, whether it's about festival fashion, anything like that. Feel free to email me or DM me on Instagram. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode by kicking it off with a vibe check. If you guys are new to my podcast, I always do a vibe check at the top of the episode to check in with you guys, what's been going on in my life, and hopefully helps you to check in with yourself. So a lot of the Vibe Tribe members have said that they really do enjoy this part of the episode because it allows them to kind of stop for a moment and think and check in and everything like that. So I hope that this helps you check in with yourself and check in with the people in your life. It's been a month and a half for me personally quarantining. So I've really been taking this time to take my mental health seriously. So hopefully doing a vibe check for you can help you check in with yourself and be able to take care of yourself and whatnot. So what we'll do, this is so weird having video with it right now, but what we'll do is we'll take 3 deep breaths and I'll ask some questions. So we'll take the first one in and breathe it back out. Second one in and back out. And third one in and back out. So I'll ask the following questions. How am I feeling today? Do I like this feeling? What could make today better? What could I affirm for myself? What am I grateful for today? And then I'll go ahead and answer these questions and you guys can think about yours now as you go throughout today. So today I'm feeling good, like I talked about, you guys. Snaps all around. This week has been one of the best weeks I've had in a while mentally because, I don't know, the past week and a half before I was just in such an anxious funk, I guess you could say. I was like just in such a weird space. I don't even know how to describe it. But this week, Tuesday morning, I woke up and it was like a brand new me, or me had just woken up or something, because I was feeling so good and we had a really good week. The only downside to this week was that I have strained my ankle muscles a little bit. Not strained, they're sore from shuffling and doing like HIIT workouts and stuff like that. All the jumping that I've been doing, my ankles are not happy with, so I'm having to take a couple of rest days from shuffling and working out, which is fine. We can take those rest days. We can honor our body and everything, but that would probably be the only like thorn to my week. But otherwise, we had roses all around. Just overall feeling good. I'm not drinking this weekend because I've been drinking like every weekend since March 14th, which is like a lot since we've been in this situation. And I was just so hungover last weekend that I was like, I need a break. So I woke up this Saturday morning at 6 a.m., been doing the thing. We've had a great Saturday so far. It's finally nice weather in Austin, so I'm going on a picnic today. I'm excited. I'm feeling jazzed about everything. I haven't even had caffeine. That's another thing. I cut out caffeine and pre-workout this week, and I think that has definitely helped my anxiety like kind of simmer down. So we're doing great over here. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Not cutting out caffeine if you are like very dependent on it. But I'm just saying overall, 10 out of 10 feeling this feeling I'm feeling. You know what I mean? What could I do to make what I'm feeling better? Is there a need to? I don't think so. I've been getting really down on myself with social media lately, just like comparing like numbers, which I just need to stop. I'm getting really obsessed with TikTok and I kind of need to calm down, but I love TikTok at the same time. But yeah, I think I need to just stop being so obsessive. I don't know. When it comes to TikTok especially, we need a break. But I've been posting every day for a month now, and I am at like almost 2,000 followers. So that was a fun little experiment, but I'm probably just going to like calm it down. But I'm like obsessed, so I don't know. We'll see. That's the only thing that's been kind of like on my mind is like, oh, I need to make TikToks. I need to make content, blah, 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 blah. But I'll just make the content when I can. You know what I mean? 3 things I'm grateful for. So I think I put, I don't have my journal. Let me grab it. I have my journal here that Emma Capotis gave me. Shout out, girl. I have my journal. So I put today, without the piece of hair, I am grateful I am not hungover. That was number 1. I love that for me. Number 2, I am grateful for my creativity. Yes, this is the first day I've had in a while to just create, even though I don't have a whole lot to create today, but I get to be creative. I mean, we're on YouTube today with the podcast, so that's pretty freaking exciting if you ask me, which I think we're kind of out of frame now. I need to get back in frame. And then number 3, I am grateful for my self-awareness. I have been having like so many spiritual things happening. Emma Capotis, if you're listening, she knows. So many things have been going on. I've been so self-aware. And I think just mentally, I am in such a great place that I don't think I would have ever gotten to. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling really good about everything. And I've worked on myself. I've cultivated a bedroom and a space that feels really happy and homey to me, that has allowed me to like just be more self-aware and working on myself. And yeah, we're doing good. This is a good vibe check, you guys. This has been a good week. And then my affirmations for today. What did I do? I said, I'm open to the path the universe has me on. Yes. I've been very trusting of the universe lately. She's guiding me wherever I need to go. God's guiding me wherever I need to go. And I've been very trusting of that lately. I kind of have just like let go, and I'm just kind of seeing what's going to happen, what's going to happen next and everything with this crazy world that we're living in. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. It's a hard time for sure. And with everything that's been going on, it's kind of hard to stay positive. I definitely have my moments, but just do what you can. Find things that make you happy. Call a friend, talk to your parents, find a new hobby, find something that you've been putting off. Clean. I love cleaning. I feel so much better after I clean. Like, I have a whole closet. I need to declutter, like, my rave closet next weekend. That is next weekend's project, and I'm so excited for it. So do the things that you can to just make you happy and take care of yourself and whatnot. That is it for this week's vibe check. I hope you guys have been liking it. I'm going to take a quick break, and we will be right back, and we'll get into today's episode. During this short break, I did just want to remind you guys, I am still selling stickers. Yes, I have stickers. Where are they? I have it on my water bottle here, and I have some in a couple other places. It is $10 for 3 stickers, and I can put it on my show notes if you guys would like to purchase, or it is also on my website, vibewitha.com, in the shop section. So be sure to go check that out. If you guys want to rep the Vibe Tribe, totally get it. If you can't right now due to financial reasons, I totally understand. I launched stickers during a pandemic, so that's on me. But if you can, feel free to follow me on any of my social platforms, share them with a friend today, anything like that. I appreciate any of the support you guys give. And yeah, let's get back into today's episode. All right, let's get into your guys' questions. So I wrote these down from the ones that were submitted. So I've previewed some of them, but this will be my first time reading through them, so bear with me. As I might not know how to answer it or whatever. I might get tripped over my words. We'll see how this goes. I got them from people on Instagram as well as YouTube, so I'm going to say some of their names. No one didn't say to be anonymous, so I think we're good there. But the first one is from M. Schneider 005. She said, what sparked your interest for astrology? I think back in, like, I want to say when I was younger, what was those magazines? Tiger Bee and J14 or something like that. I think those magazines really sparked my interest for astrology because there was a section for astrology. And, like, I was always like, oh, this is what's going to happen with my day, or this is what's going to happen with my week, my month, whatever it may be, you know? So I think that's what initially sparked it. And then when I graduated, I wasn't really that into it in college, but when I graduated and moved to Austin, I think I started getting into it a little bit more because of the people I was, like, surrounding myself with or following on social media were talking about it. And then the app CoStar came out, the app Pattern came out, and now I'm just fully in it. And I am, like, always reading horoscopes and watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I think that's what initially sparked it, was just, like, being able to read those little horoscopes and seeing, like, if it was actually true or not. I think there's some truth to some of the stuff that goes on. And just, like, how you act and stuff, I think there is some truth to it, even though some people think it's bullshit, but whatever. And that kind of goes into the next one. Exo Queen 97 said, since it is Taurus season, yes, it is my season, what's your favorite thing about being a Taurus? As one myself, I love that I'm very patient and I love that I'm very earthy and just love nature. Yeah, I would agree with those ones. I would also say, like, my determination is also what I really love. Also being able to, like, ground myself really easily, I find, and taking periods of, like, solitude, and I really do love nature. I love going on hikes and going to the beach and stuff like that. I love being outside. I used to not love being outside, but I do like being outside. I'm trying to think what else I love about being a Taurus. Let me pull up. We can be materialistic, but when it's really good quality, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have a lot of designer handbags, but I have a really solid, like, one designer handbag. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that is what I really enjoy. We also love food. And a lot of people take that as, like, being lazy sometimes. I can be lazy when I want to be lazy, but that's after the work is done. You know what I mean? Which is kind of bad, but whatever. Another thing, I'm stubborn when I want to be. It depends. Your sensual side takes comfort and pleasure very seriously. Yep. You appreciate nice things when they're useful and meaningful. Yeah, I'm so sentimental too. That's another thing. I'm very sentimental about certain stuff. Let's see. Kenzie Mond asked, what's your middle name and do you have any pets? My middle name, I have 3. So Adriana Simona Aurelia Emiliana Ramos is my full name. Simona is my great-grandma on my dad's side. Aurelia is my great-grandma on my mom's side. And then Emiliana was my saint name when I got confirmed as a Catholic. So that was just added on. Technically, it's Adriana Simona Aurelia, but we added on the third one for the heck of it. Do you have any pets? So no, I don't have any pets. I had a Chihuahua. Her name was Chachi. She passed in 2018. She was, I was 22, so she was 12. I got her when I was 10, and she's a little cutie. I love her. I miss her. But yeah, I don't think I'll get pets anytime soon. I mean, if there was a time to get a pet, it'd be right now, but after this is over, I do want to like travel again and stuff, and I just don't foresee myself having a pet in a small apartment when I travel a lot. That's just not realistic for me, and it's not realistic for the dog. I've thought about fostering, but we also live in an apartment, so it's kind of hard to figure out like how that would work, as well as we would have to tell our apartment if we're fostering, yada, yada, yada. So I just love my friends' pets from afar. Abby Hirsch asked, how do you recover from a festival? Hangover tips, exhaustion, post-festival sadness. Hangover tips, drink a lot of water throughout the event, before, after, make sure you're staying hydrated. I usually take a Party Smart, which is like a anti-hangover kind of magic pill that we have here in Austin. You can get them on Amazon. The morning after, I'll usually drink a UV blue or some type of hydration thing like Pedialyte or something like that. That usually really helps. Exhaustion, I don't really get that tired. I just make sure I sleep. I really make sure that I prioritize my sleep before, during, and after, just to make sure that I'm good to go, because when you're sleep deprived, that's when you're most likely to get sick, because it does lower your immunity. Post-festival sadness, I don't really get that anymore either. I've just really been able to work on my, mental health and stuff. And the way that I handle post-festival sadness before was that I just have another event coming down the line that I can be just as excited about. You know what I mean? I've gotten very detached from like, oh, I want to go back to this moment. Like, of course I miss those moments, but I just have become so in the present, trying to be in the present, that I just like am like, okay, yeah, that was awesome. Like, I can't wait for the next event. You know what I mean? So I kind of just let that event be what it was and accept it for what it was, and just know that there's more good times coming. You know what I mean? Other stuff that I do, I work out. I eat a very healthy, balanced diet leading up to the festival. I take vitamins, so I take a daily multivitamin, like a woman's vitamin. I take echinacea, I take a probiotic, and I take magnesium when I go to sleep, and melatonin when I go to sleep to help me sleep and stay through the night. And yeah, so I take some of that stuff. I'll take Emergency in the days leading up to the festival, during the festival, and after the festival. It's a lot, you guys, but this is what I do. I have a video on my YouTube channel as well of how to recover from a music festival. That was like from 2018, but I'm very routine, so not much has changed. I really just make sure to take care of myself and get enough sleep and everything like that, because I go to so many festivals out of the year, but I only get 10 days PTO that I accrue over time. So I have to be able to bounce back and go right back to work. I really don't have recovery days a whole lot of the time. So I have to be very careful and really take care of myself. Don't push your limits is another thing I'll have to say on that. Lauren Bear asked, one must-have accessory for festivals, not including the essentials like a hydration pack. The first thing that comes to mind is like a fan. A lot of people don't think that is an essential, but I think that's an essential if it's like an outdoor festival or somewhere during the summer, or even if it's going to be in some like dingy warehouse, I would always bring a fan. I feel like that's my go-to accessory. Ellen Grin. How long do you see yourself raving? What age do you think you'll stop? Never. I'm never gonna stop. No, I've had this question before, and You know, I think I'm always going to be raving, but it's always going to be different. You know what I mean? Like, I'll probably just be going to different types of events. Maybe I'll be going to Burning Man for the rest of my life, or I'll be going to Coachella for the rest of my life. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I think music has such a big part of my life that I will always be attached to it in some way. I'll probably just be going to fewer events out of the year and maybe have like 3 or 4 big events out of the year as I get older. We're doing 10 to 13 festivals when we can, once this all opens back up. But last year I went to like 10 or 11, I want to say. And there's no sign of slowing down, to be honest. So I think we're going to be raving for a while. Let's see. Sierra Nicole asked, what made you want to change your wardrobe outlook with attending shows and festivals? What made you want to change your wardrobe outlook with attending shows and festivals? I think she means what made you want to change your outfits with attending shows. I don't really understand that question. I should have asked that one, like more clarity on that one. I do know that my festival fashion has definitely grown since I started in 2015. Like, if you guys watched my first rave story time that I just posted on my YouTube channel last week, I was wearing like a crop top and shorts. And now I have like these full outfits with like sets and like accessories and stuff like that. I wouldn't say anything really transpired with that. It was more so like I've just gotten more comfortable with my body. I want to show it off. I've gotten obsessed with some of the smaller brands that I collaborate with, so I really want to support them and create outfits off the stuff that they create. I think that's what she meant. I'm a little confused by that question, so I hope maybe I kind of got around to it. I don't know. Miss Sammy Marie said, how did you make friends in the EDM community when you first started raving? When I first started raving, I was in college, so I was pretty easy to. In that first time rave story, I talked about I went with friends that had already been going to raves. And so I went with my friend Alexa, and she brought along like some of my sorority sisters with me. And then I went with a lot of the guys in a fraternity that were also going to raves. So I was very welcomed right away into the community from friends that were going. And then as it's kind of gone on through social media, I've made a lot of friends. Obviously, creating Vibe with Aid has helped a ton in making friends. But yeah, when I first started, it was really just like saying hi to the person next to me and getting to know them, even if I didn't keep in touch with them. But as it's kind of gone on, I've kept in touch with a lot of people that I've met at festivals, just from saying that initial hi or like meeting through other people or whatnot. Sarah Ebbs 44 asks, when will you DJ a set for IGTV? So for those that don't know, I did get a Pioneer DJ mixing deck, I guess you could say. And I have been teaching myself how to mix and DJ and stuff. And I've been doing it now for 2 weeks, I think it's been. Yeah, I think it's only been 2 weeks, last weekend and the weekend before. So this weekend, tonight, I'm going to be DJing again in my apartment, a little Saturday night fun. But yeah, it's been so much fun to learn. I don't know when I'll do it for you guys. I thought it would be a fun goal to do it for like my birthday by May, just to throw like a little fun house set, because my birthday's May 9th. So I think it'd be fun to do something maybe May 8th. I don't know. Or on my birthday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see, but I definitely will do something. It's been really fun, and I have a musical background, so I was able to pick it up pretty quickly. I'm not like perfect by any means, but you know, I've been able to do some smooth transitions, so I think we could get something going. And my roommate was really impressed last weekend, so we'll see. It could be coming. It's just been a really fun hobby for me right now. So I've just been enjoying that so far. Angela Quinones 19 said, if you could live anywhere, where would it be and why? Ooh, that's hard because I love Austin so much. I love being here. International, I would probably say Berlin or Barcelona, because I love both those cities a lot. Berlin is just such a cool city to be in, and it's really like just easy to be there. Like, there's just so much going on. Everyone's really nice. I really loved Berlin. The music scene would be beautiful. The music scene would be chef's kiss, beautiful. Barcelona is just another beautiful city to be in, and I would love to go back there. Um, in the US, I would probably stay in Austin, to be honest. Or if it wasn't about the money or traffic, I would go to LA, probably, or San Diego, one of the two. Because I love California, and there's just a lot of opportunity there, but I love Austin so much, and I love cheap rent compared to LA, and we have pretty bad traffic here in Austin, but it's not as bad as LA. So I think, yeah, we'll go with that. Anna Girl asked, if you could have a DJ on your podcast, who would it be? My first thought is like Porter Robinson, but like he wouldn't come on this podcast. But if I could, Porter Robinson probably. Or Lane 8 would be really fun to talk to. Millennium. That's so hard to just limit to one, so I just gave you my top 3. Katie Wessie asked, how to find a hobby you like without spending mad cash? Ooh, that's tough. I mean, anything with your body that can get you active, like shuffling, yoga, that kind of stuff can be free, really. And like there's so much free content online to learn. As for other stuff, I'm trying to think. It depends on like what your interests are. Like if there's art, there's always a way to kind of make it work, you know what I mean? Like if it's art, Walmart sells like crafting stuff. Even the dollar store has crafting stuff. You just kind of have to get a little bit more, what's the word? Creative with what you want to be able to do. But there's stuff that you could totally do for free. But there's also stuff that you could do like on a low budget. If you want to start YouTube, if you have a phone, you have iMovie, boom, you can start YouTube. There's another hobby, you know what I mean? Like I invested all the nice stuff after I'd been doing YouTube for a while. I invested in that DJ deck after I kind of like knew I wanted to do that, but that was pretty expensive. I'm trying to think what else. I'm like looking around the room because I have like random stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's always something that you could pick up. You just kind of have to get a little bit more creative with it depending on what you're wanting to do. No Ego on YouTube said, what are some of your talents that you have never shared with us before, or hobbies, etc.? I would love to hear you play something on the piano. I hope you're well. Peace, love, unity, respect. Oh, thank you. I met him at Electric Forest. That's so sweet. Yeah, so music, I mean, I can sing, but I've never shared that. I play piano, but I've never shared that. I'm trying to think what else. I don't really talk about like my marketing experience, but I'd say I'm pretty good at that, you know, but that's not really a talent. I guess that's just a skill. And the piano. So I don't have my piano here anymore. My ex actually has it. It's a grand piano simulator. I've had it since I got it maybe when I was 10, I want to say. I think 13 actually. And I didn't take it with me to college, but then I brought it here with me in Austin. I wasn't really playing a whole lot because I stopped playing piano in college, so that kind of got me off the track playing piano. Like I know how to play, I know how to read music and everything, but I just wasn't playing anymore, and my ex Ryan was starting to learn how to produce music and stuff, so I let him have the piano because it was just taking up space here and not getting used. And I just never got it back. I don't think I really need it back. He can have it. And if I do ever want to like get back and get serious about piano, then I'll just purchase a new one because it's so old, you know, and you can't like plug it into anything. So like if I wanted to like make a song and plug it into like a computer, like I couldn't do it. But yeah, I could play you probably like For Elise, which is Beethoven's song. That's probably all I remember, honestly. Ashley Gauthier, my girl, she asked, what's the nicest compliment you've ever received? The one you're most proud of? Whew. I always get the really backhanded ones, like, you seemed like a bitch, and then you actually turned out really nice, which isn't my favorite, but that's just always a compliment that comes to mind, is people think I have, like, I don't know, I'm intimidating or something, as I do, like, a hair flip. But yeah, some of the ones that I really like are when people say that I'm very like down to earth, or that I just have a really good energy, good vibe, stuff like that. I really enjoy that, those kinds of compliments. And Ashley said, what's one thing that none of us know about you? That's so hard because I feel like I'm such an open book with you guys. Let's see. My mom had me when she was 39. That's what I can think of. I have a birthmark in the shape of a heart that's under my butt. I can do like a little double jointed thing with my fingers if you're watching YouTube. Like I can bend like the first indent, I guess, of my fingers. I don't know how to describe that, but if you're watching YouTube, you can see. That's all I can think of. So Brits Blossoms asked, what is your daily routine during quarantine and how are you keeping yourself motivated during this time? So I did do a work from home day in my life vlog where I kind of broke it all down. I was waking up at 5 a.m. during that vlog, but we're not waking up at 6 a.m. We're giving ourselves an extra hour of sleep. I wake up, I journal, I meditate, I get ready for the day. I'll usually work out in the morning as well. And then I have a little bit of time to work on Vibe with Aid before I log in for work. I've also been intermittent fasting starting this week. So I eat breakfast at 9 o'clock and then my last meal just has to be before 7 o'clock. I'm doing like a 10-hour eating period for that. And then I work from 9 to 5. And then after work, I've been shuffling, which has been really great and a really good stress reliever. And then I'll work on any Vibe with Aid stuff if I need to, but I've been cutting back on Vibe with Aid stuff. So I've been able to just kind of like make dinner and then relax, watch TV, watch reality TV. And then I'll usually shut my phone off at 8 p.m. and I'll read and journal if I need to. And then I go to bed. I turn off everything at 9 p.m. and then fall asleep. And then we start it all over again. Also at 8 p.m. is when I start like my nighttime routine of like brushing my teeth and skincare and all that stuff. Okay, the camera keeps going. Ow! Ugh! This is what I was worried about, you guys. Okay, we're gonna have to do this in like increments. But how am I keeping myself motivated during this time? I don't really know. I've just been trying to like rest, honestly, and just take it easy. And I have my spurts of like motivation, but I think it just really gets down to like my why, which is like just staying motivated for my own personal sanity of like getting things done because I feel really gratified when I get things done, I guess, if that makes sense. It really, if you're finding difficulty with like your motivation, it really just comes down to like what does motivate you, like why are you doing what you want to do and stuff like that. Like I create content because I really want to help people and I really do like it. It challenges me. It inspires me to learn more and stuff like that. And like with my fitness journey, like I just overall love being healthy and feeling good about myself and everything like that. So that is why I like stay motivated with my fitness journey and stuff like that. So if you're having difficulty with some type of motivation, I think it really just comes down to like what is motivating you? Like why would you want to stay motivated with what you're doing? Like what is that why? So if you're not sure where to begin with your why, I would look it up. There's like a couple exercises that you can do to figure out what your why is. I figured out my why back in 2017 with a lot of different stuff, and that's definitely helped guided me to where I am today. Alrighty. Next question was from Justel Irizarry on YouTube. What is the weirdest thing you've seen at a festival? Do you have any embarrassing festival stories? So I talked about this in my recent story time video, and it was the weirdest thing was I saw a naked Asian man running through the crowd at Phoenix Lights while he was tripping out on acid. And that was Phoenix Lights 2017. I also saw a guy at Lil Wayne's set at Lollapalooza drop his pants during Bedrock because he was just so... who knows by that song, which I thought was really funny. And then, do I have any embarrassing festival stories? The only one I can think of is from Beyond Wonderland 2018. I was wearing an outfit from Rave Wonderland, and that was my first outfit collab that I had done where I had to like get content with the outfit. It was the shorts that tie in the back or tie on the sides or something. And as I was walking, we were walking to the bathroom. We had just gotten in the gates and everything. We were walking to the bathroom, thankfully, because my shorts started untying and I wasn't wearing anything under, obviously. And like right as I got into the porta potty, I was like untying basically. So that was kind of embarrassing. No one really noticed, but I just felt like a panic, like, oh my God, like what if that would have happened? And then I had to retie the shorts while in the bathroom, which was not fun because I was like really hot and flustered with all of that. But that's the only thing that comes to mind. I'll have to think a little bit more if I have any other embarrassing ones. I have a really embarrassing photo of me at Base Nectar at Global Dance Arizona 2016 of me trying on kaleidoscope goggles for the first time. It's on my TikTok if you guys can find that TikTok. Dara Link asked, an EDM artist you used to hate but now you love? Ooh. I don't think there's any artist I've ever really hated. I'm trying to think. That's a hard one. I've had artists that I really loved but don't really like anymore. I can name a few of those, honestly. I really loved Rehab, but I saw him live and I was very, like, he talks way too much. I used to love Yellow Claw, but then they talk way too much. It's like all the artists that talk a lot, I can't do it. I can't do it. Emma Lacqua, I don't know how to say that, said favorite books. My favorite book is The Power of Now. I also love The Four Agreements and Grit. I think I'm going to do a podcast episode after this year is over because I've been doing one book a month, at least one book a month. But yeah, The Power of Now is just all about being present, and I really love that one. The Four Agreements has just really good rules. Agreements is what they call them to live by. And then Grit is really about, that one's a really good one to read if you're trying to figure out your why and like find that motivation and determination. I highly, highly recommend that book. Kenzie Mond asked tips for moving to a new city. So I do have a whole podcast episode on tips to moving to a new city. I believe that was episode 8. Yeah, that was episode 8, how to make friends in a new city and find the rave scene. So some of my general tips is just to put yourself out there, check social media, figure out where are some good places to go out to. Don't be afraid to go out by yourself. Things like that I think are really good when it comes to moving to a new city. Just meet people, as many people as you possibly can. And yeah, I'm trying to think of some other highlight tips we talked about. Social media was a big one for me, and making friends and putting myself out there and finding the rave scene and everything like that. I definitely use social media a lot. Isabel Adams asked favorite shoes to shuffle in. So my personal favorite are the Festy Bestie boots, even though they are a little heavy to shuffle in. Those are my favorite. I also really like my Vans to shuffle in. I have really good running shoes to shuffle in, which I'm really grateful for. A lot of people really like the Nike Air Max 97s, I think. Those are just really expensive for me to invest in right now, but I've heard good things about those. But I do really like my Festy Bestie boots. They're so comfortable to shuffle in. And then my running shoes have been really awesome. They're just Nikes. They're nothing special. They're just like little simple basic Nikes. But they've been really great to shuffle and like learn in and stuff. I've also heard people really like Adidas Superstars. My Adidas Superstars are too old, so I think I might get some new ones to try and shuffle in those ones. My mom asked me, what makes you smile? Mom, you make me smile. How about that? A bunch of different things make me smile. I don't know, like people, jokes, memes, funny TikToks, a dog. You guys, a dog. We love dogs. Alex Contu11 asked, how was your sorority experience and would you recommend a sorority and fraternity? My sorority experience was pretty great. To be honest, I kind of look back at that time and I was like, wow, I really like went in on that. Like I was all about the bigs, the littles, like Greek life. Like I was so in that. But it was a really good experience for me. It taught me a lot of life skills. It taught me a lot of like networking skills. It gave me confidence. I thought it was really great for me. That's not the same for everyone I know. I would recommend a sorority fraternity if it makes sense where you're going to school. I really believe that you don't have to join a sorority to have a good college experience, especially like if you go to a big school like Arizona State. Even if you go to a small school, I'm sure like Greek life doesn't revolve around everything at the school you go to, but if it does and it seems like a good fit, then definitely try it out. But I know it's not for everyone, and you'll find that out, but don't let that kind of ruin your college experience. If you don't join a house or anything like that, don't feel bad about it. You can still have a really awesome college experience for sure. I would recommend it if it just makes sense. And if you also have the financial means to, because it is pretty expensive as well. So Marissa Doltlian asked, if you are on death row for murdering the dance floor, what would be your last meal? The first thing that comes to mind is chicken fried rice from P.F. Chang's and pork dumplings from P.F. Chang's. Not vegan, but if I was on death row, that would probably be it. And like for dessert, it would be creme brulee. I love creme brulee. If my mom was cooking it though, it would be like her tacos, her red chili con carne, her lemon pepper chicken, my dad's teriyaki chicken bowl. I'm just naming off a bunch of things, but the first thing that came to mind was definitely a P.F. Chang's meal. Our family loves P.F. Chang's, and I love P.F. Chang's so much. And she also asked, if you could go back in time for one day, what era would you visit and what day would you choose? Oh my God. I feel like I would go to like maybe the 70s, Woodstock. Boom. I would do that. That was 1969, right? I'm pretty sure. Am I dumb? When was Woodstock? Yes, I was right. August 15th through August 18th, 1969. I would 100% go to Woodstock. 100%. Was that surprising? No. T-God Cat asked, what's your personal opinion on what festivals in 2020 are going to look like / happen? Here's the thing. I'm just mentally preparing myself for them not to happen this year. That's just it. It's not negativity. It's being realistic. I could put positive stuff out into the universe, but with the way things are going, I am just mentally preparing for it now. As I've talked about on my platform, I've completely detached my emotions from festivals canceling. Like, I didn't cry when Electric Forest happened or anything like that. I've just kind of accepted it and have adapted and moved on. And I recommend that that's the outlook that you guys have as well, because it's just not guaranteed. And while we love these festivals so much, this is just something so much bigger than us and so much bigger than us being able to attend these festivals that we just have to be realistic. You know what I mean? I think shows might be back. Maybe, but until there's a vaccine, I really don't foresee large events happening for a while. And that's just what I think. That's my personal opinion. And it's just me being realistic. I'm just mentally preparing myself because my whole brand is about festivals. You know what I mean? I thought Vibe with Aid was going to have a really big year this year because I was attending so many festivals. And that's just probably not going to be the case. We're still going to have a really good year. I'm experimenting with my content, and that's totally okay. Everything happens for a reason. But I am just really setting myself up because, you know, I just have to think realistically here with what's going on and the way things are going. Sure, like restaurants and stuff are going to open back up, but a large gathering to happen is going to be a very long time before it actually happens. Because if you think about it, what festival is going to put itself on the line to potentially have another outbreak? You know what I mean? Because even if some of us might be carrying COVID, people are going to go to whatever that first festival is. People are going to go to it no matter what. I'm probably not. We'll see, because I'm very scared of it like breaking out again. So you just have to think realistically. So that's what my mindset is on that. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be realistic here. Christian J. Figueroa said, how do you think the first festival is going to be after all this is over? I get chills thinking about that. It's just going to be so much better, so much more amazing. Everyone's going to be nicer. Everyone's just going to be so happy. The music, the energy, that is what I look forward to the most. Is like, that is what's getting me through, is just knowing what the energy of the crowd is going to feel like is just going to be so euphoric and so amazing, and I'm so excited for it. Mina Niners, I think it is. Have you ever visited the Caribbean? Technically, yes. I technically was in the Caribbean water on Holy Ship, but we didn't dock off. We were supposed to dock off on a private island in the Bahamas, and that didn't happen because the waters were too rocky. So I was technically on the Caribbean water, but not in the actual Caribbean. Risa Pisa asks, tips on getting over a breakup in quarantine. Whew, sister, I feel you. I've had so many people reach out to me about breakups during quarantine, and I just feel you. But you have to think about it. This is a really good time, I hate to say it, to be broken up with. I mean that in the nicest way possible, because you have such a perfect opportunity to look inward and to work on yourself. That is what I did the first 2 months out of my breakup, is I really just worked on myself and focused on myself. And you have the opportunity to do that in the comfort of your own home and not have this pressure to go back out into the dating world or go back out and do this and do that. There's always this pressure that you have to get back out there. You have to show them whatever it is. You have a really interesting time to just, take the time to learn what might have gone wrong in the relationship. What can you take from this relationship? How can you benefit moving forward? What are things that you need to look out for in your next relationship? I can do a whole episode on breakups. It's coming eventually when I feel comfortable doing it. It was officially 3 months for me this past week, I think it was. And I've learned so much. I've grown so much. I am just so confident in myself. I have literally written down that I'm grateful that I got broken up with. So we're in a great place. That I'm able to say that I'm grateful that this breakup happened. That's a good goal to get to, is when you feel that grateful that you got broken up with and it's turned into something positive in your life. That is such a good goal to work towards. But for right now, the initial sting, I would just, surround yourself with a support system that you have. Call your parents, call whoever is important in your life, call a close friend, whatever it may be. I will tell you, do not contact them. Do not contact them. And if they're still contacting you, cut the cord. You got to tell them, I need space from you. You need at least 60 days to not talk to them. That's just like a good benchmark from what I researched. And it takes 8 weeks also for you to withdraw from that person like a drug. Because love is literally like a drug, I've learned. I was so crazy the first week maybe, and it was because it felt like I was going through withdrawals from that person, and it was just so weird to go through, but it's so true and it makes so much more sense. So establish those boundaries. If your ex is still contacting you, you got to be like, I need the space for myself. You have to give me the space and to work on it. My ex and I, we decided to give each other space until summertime, and when Corona happened, he did reach out to me probably when the stay-at-home order started for Austin, and he reached out to me just to check in, but I made it very clear, I want to stick with the plan that we had set. We're not going to talk again until summertime, and that's when we're going to reevaluate, what we look like in each other's lives as friends. If that's going to still happen, we'll see. But yeah, that's my best advice, is really establish those boundaries for yourself and then be able to work on yourself. Journal, talk to friends. Journaling helped me so much. I'm showing you guys my journal here. Most of this part here was literally from my breakup, this whole section. I was journaling in the morning, I was journaling at night, I was talking to friends, I was listening to podcasts. I was doing so much just to work on my healing and really understand what went wrong with the relationship. What can I take away from it? What values do I need to see in my next partner and stuff like that. So hang in there. I'm with you, girl. It'll be okay. Everything happens for a reason. I hope on the other side of this, you'll just realize that you're much better off and you're able to grow from this and learn from this. And it feels really good that I'm able to give this advice, because 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I was completely distraught. So I totally get where you're coming from, and I'm sending you my love. Breezy C said, will you be having another Zoom video so we can chit chat? And how are you feeling since your breakup, and what has helped you heal? And what advice would you give to someone who had plans to be a creator but there's no fest? So, number 1, will you be having another Zoom video so we can chit chat? Yes. So for those that don't know, I did a little Zoom call with some of my subscribers, and it was so much fun. I had a blast doing it. I just spent a Sunday and just did it and just had back-to-back calls. and I got to know them. Since I'm not having these festivals, I don't get a chance to meet you guys. So having those one-on-one calls was really awesome. I definitely think I will be doing another one soon. I have the list of people who originally wanted to participate, so I might reach out to some of the people on there first. So just hang tight. I might be reaching out to you. If not, just keep tuned into my Instagram is usually when I am polling for people. And then she asked, how are you feeling since your breakup and what has helped you heal? Like I mentioned in the last question, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. It's been post 3 months and I'm more me than I've felt in a while, and I've realized so much. I've learned a lot more about myself. I am a lot more confident in myself. I feel like I was not confident in my relationship at all, and that was not by anything heated. It was my own self-worth issues, and I've worked through a lot of that, and you guys have probably noticed I'm so much more confident in myself. I really am that bitch, you know what I mean? And I'm really starting to believe that I am that bitch. You know, it's not just like a joke. But just that I am that girl, and I can be really strong, and I can really show up for myself, and I don't need positive validation like I needed from my ex. I can give that to myself, I think is probably the best. What has helped me heal is really just working on myself and journaling, taking the time to get to know myself and what I want to do, where I want to be, stuff like that. Also acknowledging where the relationship went wrong and what I want in my next partner is another thing. Love is Blind surprisingly helped me a lot, you guys. I don't know what it is, even though that show is fucking crazy with people like just gonna marry this person that they barely met, you know what I mean? But for some reason, the way that the people were talking about what they were looking for in a partner helped me so much and made me realize I compromised a lot in my last relationship, values and just like a bunch of other stuff. And I just realized I never want to do that again. And I'm just going to be upfront and honest with the next person that I date or that I get into a relationship with and be really honest from the beginning. I feel like in my previous relationship, I didn't really know that stuff. I mean, we started dating when we were 22, so it's hard to know that stuff. But yeah, definitely that show helped me a lot, surprisingly, which I think is weird. And a lot of people wouldn't think that, but whatever. And then what advice would you give someone who had plans to be a creator, but there's no festivals? I think this would be a great time to start, honestly, because not a lot of eyes will be on your content. So this is a really good time to just start out with general content of like, you do fun stuff like how I create my festival outfits, how I do this, my favorite places to shop. You can figure out some of those topics that aren't related to actual festivals and just get comfortable with filming and get comfortable with editing. I think this is a good time to at least start. That way, when festivals do come back, you're able to like jump into it. I'm thinking of getting like Final Cut Pro just so I can get better at editing so that when festivals do come back, I'm going to have on point editing. You know what I mean? Just start it out and see where it can get to. And then when fests do come back, it's just going to help keep your brand going up. I think if you keep on putting it off, you're just going to keep putting it off regardless if there's festivals or not. And then Ali Victoria asked, how did you learn how to shuffle? So I started shuffling in 2017. I had just moved to Austin and I didn't know anyone. So I had always wanted to learn how to shuffle because I saw people do it at festivals. And I was like, how can I do this? And I lived alone and I lived on the first floor. So that definitely helped. And I used my Roku TV YouTube app and I just threw on tutorials and I just started learning how to shuffle. It wasn't until this past month that I've actually gotten really good. I feel like I was pretty good. You know, like I could do the Running Man, the T-step. I could do a couple other moves here and there. But I would also be on like the same cycle of doing moves at festivals. So that's how I knew I was kind of hitting a plateau. But I did just do a shuffle challenge. I'm still doing a shuffle challenge in April. That has definitely helped me so much. And it's because I've had more time to shuffle that I've been able to learn a lot more, learn how to flow better between moves and everything like that. So definitely start out with YouTube and then see where you can go from there. And definitely also dedicate time to shuffle and start out with slower BPM songs. So like Kygo, Zoo, I'm trying to think some other artists. Start out with those slower tempos. That way you can slowly build up. I know it's so easy. You want to like do your favorite Joyride song or your favorite Skrillex song. And it's like, no, you can't shuffle to those bass house tunes just yet. You got to work up to it. But yeah, just be patient and take your time with it. Nayeli Garcia 7 asks, full send to Base Canyon 2020. I will not be going to Base Canyon 2020, nor will I be at Lost Lands. I always feel like I have to answer these, but they're just not the types of festivals I would probably go to. I like other genres. I do love dubstep and bass. However, I don't think I could survive. That's just me. I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough compared to you headbangers. I can't do it. And then the last two questions I have. Kenneth Huang asked, do you like going to movie theaters? What was the last movie you saw in theaters before the shutdown? So this is something you guys don't know. I worked at a movie theater. That was my first job. I worked my junior year of high school, and that is why I don't go to the movies. I really don't like going to the movies. I just would rather watch a movie at home, I think. I liked working at the movie theater, but I don't like the smell of popcorn really anymore. I only worked there for a year, but so we really don't go to movies. The last movie I did see, honestly, I think was the Avengers Endgame. My ex and I went for my birthday. And we went to like one of those nice movie theaters, like where you sit down, they bring you drinks and food and stuff. That was the last thing I remember. I think that was the last movie I saw in theaters. Wow, it's really been that long. It's almost been a year since I went to the movies last. Whoops. And then number 2, what kind of alcoholic beverages do you prefer? I usually like a vodka soda, tequila soda. I do like margaritas, but they do give you headaches because of all the sugar. I like White Claws. I like Beat Boxes, but also gives you a hangover. And then my go-to, like if I wasn't caring about calories or hangover or anything, it'd be a Moscow Mule. I love Moscow Mules. The ginger beer, for some reason, I really like, and vodka. Sometimes they do tequila mules, which are really good. But if they do like a pomegranate mule, lavender mule, I'm all about it. Well, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, YouTube fam. I hope this video came out. We had some technical difficulties, so I definitely think I'm going to invest in a camera that can withstand longer filming times because this was turning on and off again and overheating and stuff. So thank you guys for bearing with me as we did this little test run, but definitely confirmed what I was thinking. I definitely want to do this again, so I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of episode. Thank you to everyone that submitted their questions. I hope I answered your questions as best as I could. But I did hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to rate and review and subscribe, all that jazz, and tag me on Instagram where you're listening from. And if you have any festival fashion questions, hit me up. Let a girl know for next week's episode. Thank you so much for vibing with me today, and I hope y'all have a great week. Stay vibey, Vibe Tribe.